Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more of the Korea-China Invitational League. In this 9-game series right now, our Korean player is being dominated. Saber, a former pro gamer for Hwasong Oz, is down 0-5 against China's finest in Mihu. You know, I gotta say, it's just like, it feels like Mihu is making solid decisions. He's macroing very well. His defense is good, and he's mostly, in my opinion, winning the games with his marine pressure. Like, he's getting out there, and it doesn't feel like Saber is really able to reduce the marine meta count enough to do anything. The movements are very good for Mihu. The micro is good. The macro is good, and yeah, we're going to have to see what Saber is going to do to try to start some sort of comeback. Now, obviously, he can't win the 9-game series. Like, technically, Mihu is already victorious. But we do play all 9 games. And every game has a cash prize attached. So you definitely want to pick up as many wins as possible. And you know, I think actually more than the cash prize for most people, I think you want to win some games because you don't want to be dominated in a show match that a bunch of people are going to watch, right? That's probably the chief concern in my opinion. Obviously the money means something to these, you know, pro gamers that are still trying to make a living off the game as well. So certainly that is high up there also, but there's some sort of pain, right? If you're getting dominated like this, like 5-0. If someone 5-0s you, yeah. It's not close is the thing, right? Like normally you would feel like, well, you know, I'm going to take a few games in a best of series. So I'm hoping Saber can still do it. I'm hoping he's not feeling too bad about his position. Looking at it now, very standard here on Butter. And he's just kind of harassing with his drone. You know, he's being annoying. And he's doing a good job of it, for sure. He's forced multiple SCVs to come up and defend and repair. And actually, he's very close to killing that one. So really, really well done. But, I mean, there's no real follow-up pressure here. It's just the drone harassment. Which, I mean, the amount he's hurting the economy, that can tilt you as a Terran player a bit. I can definitely speak to that. But, you know, also it's screwing up the economy of Mihu a little bit as well. So anyways, just, you know, as we wait for this game to keep going, thank you for checking out ArtosisCasts. I appreciate the support from everyone. If you would like to support on Patreon, you can check it out, patreon.com/Artosis. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And, of course, your subscription to the channel, as well as any comments and leaving a like, is really appreciated to help more people discover the ArtosisCasts channel. I'm still working hard on this all the time, and I hope to keep it going forever. That's the current plan, for sure. I mean, I want there to just be consistent casts of pros playing each other. It's just, I mean, this is the greatest stuff in the world, in my opinion. I mean, I've devoted my life to StarCraft, so you know what I think, but there should just always be stuff like this available. So I hope you guys are enjoying. All right, so SCV actually gets picked off pretty quickly. That was some good micro from Saber. And okay, this is what we're waiting for, right? It looks like it's going to be a 2-hatch lurker rush. So this is kind of a cheesy strategy. It's not a very good macro way to play. It doesn't have a lot that you can do as like a follow-up. You kind of have to get some damage. You can see, look at this spread of Zerglings. It was like perfect, man. He put them out like some sort of Hydra or some octopus or something to check the entire map, regrouping them in the center. He's got to make sure that this doesn't get scouted. That's like the most important thing. This is a walled position for Mihu, so sometimes there's like positives and negatives to having a wall here. Okay, first off, it's very hard to hold in front of the wall. You have to get the bunkers up in plenty of time and get your SCVs around everything, right, to go up and repair, and it's kind of janky. It can be done. It can be done. It gives you kind of a funny base layout and everything, but it can be done. Now, if it doesn't get done, they can kill the depots, which is big. But the depots, at the same time, do buy you some time. The amount of time it takes for the lurkers to kill those, you might be able to build panic bunkers, right? So it kind of matters when you're reacting to your opponent and how quickly. If you're caught off guard, then you know, sometimes that can help. Obviously, the supply block becomes very painful and everything, too. But anyways, Mihu doesn't have his scanners yet. He's going to have it in a moment. Now, is that going to be too late? We have 3 Hydras already up on the map. You're going to need to get 1 to 2 bunkers immediately upon scanning this. And he's about to scan it in just a moment. All right, the lurkers haven't started yet. They're going to. There they go. And we're going to go ahead and skip some vision here just to see. There it is. Okay, he sees Speedlings hatching. He sees the Hydralisk Den. He will not use another scan. That is all you need to know. Like, notice how he floats this back. Okay, he's going to build behind the depots. He's decided he doesn't have enough time to get them up in front, which is correct here. Like, if he makes them in front and the lurkers are morphing here, he might end up losing the game. So, he is going to go ahead, throw these down. They're stifled depots. So, you know, that is going to possibly matter. I'll talk about that in a second, though, because the rush is beginning. The lurkers get right up on top of everything. The Lings come in and surround that first one so quickly. He does stim into the second bunker. Now, you have to keep the second bunker alive. Down goes a scan. The Lings come back into tank during the scan time. He's trying to save any lurkers he can at the moment. And he does. He does. A beautiful move there from Saber. He might be able to actually do it this time and finally pick up a win here against Mihu. We'll see how quickly those scans can come back online. He is going to get another one and have this bunker still up. So that's incredibly important. You can see the SCVs are starting all to pop. He does the scan and pulls back. Okay. So he got one of the lurkers with that scan. Now, so far, it's a good hold from Mihu. He does get supply blocked from those depots that I was talking about before. He's trying to remake depots quickly. He's trying to get a factory quickly. One thing to mention, he just got his range upgrade. So, Marines in a bunker with range are the same range as a lurker. Okay, so that's one thing you got to keep in mind. Ooh, he goes a little bit too close there. The turret was up and detected, so... Now it's turning into a lurker containment. So there's a lot of things you can do after a 2-hatch lurker as a follow-up cheese. Okay, you can go into Mutalisks. You can go into additional bases. You can go into mass lurker ling to try to bust. Or you can go directly into Defiler and try to push down the natural. That is the option that he's chosen here. Saber is going to make his Defiler mount immediately. You see it goes down. And this is something you have to check for as Mihu, because you have to push out instantaneously. Like, right away. Now, notice how he's just making lurkers and containing. This is all you want to do. You want to slow Mihu down from getting out, because if you get a Dark Swarm up in the natural, you basically win as the lurker player. But if Mihu can push you back and not allow Dark Swarms within the choked area so that he actually has army movement, right? The closest Dark Swarm you can probably allow is about here. That way you have multiple ways that you can kind of get out with your army. And he's actually adding 2 factories. This was the next thing I was going to mention. Mech units are key here. The bio can't fight this. You need to utilize the siege tanks to push everything back. And honestly, mines, vultures with mines and speed are absolutely clutch in these situations. They are so, so powerful. Now, he sieges. He's utilizing scans right now. How many scans does he have? He has 1 there and none there. So he has 1 more scan to push this back. Consume is a third the way done. This is a tight game right now. This can absolutely go either way. Right now, Saber is completely all in. Okay? Mihu, again, it's about pushing him back far enough. He's keeping a good arc. He's just leapfrogging backwards. He's taking a bunch of damage on the lurkers, but he's not losing them. This is all very, very key. The first Defiler is coming across the map. Consume is almost done. Oh my god. This is so tight right now. He is getting mines. Incredibly important to get those mines going. Another tank comes up. I don't know if Mihu's pushing out quickly enough. This is like, he's only hurting 1 lurker. See this? You pop it back. Okay, you hurt this one. Pop it back. Consume's done. It's time. It's time to just leapfrog push this immediately. Get 2 Dark Swarms. Oh, he actually only has 1 right there. He needs to re-eat. Oh, no. He's losing all of his lings. Oh, okay. He goes up and eats a Hydra as more lings are coming in. Does do a big burrow there. Oh, the unburrowed lurker actually brings a splash upon the other one. Oh, man. Splash displaces down under Dark Swarm. So the lurker standing on top of the other forced it to die. So a slight mismanagement there. Throws down another Darkstorm. There are a bunch of mines here. This is really the only way you can try to hold this. Oh, God. Oh, God. He's running in one lurker at a time. This is just a little bit too sloppy here. Mihu, I think, is just barely going to hold his natural. So incredibly quick here. Oh, my God. Runs right up into the mines. He only gets one burrowed. And this one is so low, you can actually kill this by sending an SCV, excuse me, on top of it and targeting it. There is going to be some more, though. There's some more coming in. Oh, the Darkstorm runs out, and he loses it in that way. Oh, my God. Just running into the mines and everything. Seriously, I thought Saber was going to be able to take this, but he was just a little bit too sloppy. I'm not sure how much he practices this exact type of rush. I think he has become a bit desperate in this series since he's down so much. But honestly, I think he absolutely had what he needed to kill Mihu just barely, and just barely did not. Like, it was just a little bit too sloppy going in. And now Mihu is really gaining some control here. Like, this is a lot of siege tanks. It's very hard to break in at this point. Look at this. Making a lot of vultures as well. He's getting a radiate for his science vessel so he can just manually target what he needs, whether that be lurkers or defilers. And then Mihu's going to break out on the map and be really, really scary. He's already switched into his mech play. And yeah, this is a hard one to come back from. It really is. Like, this was a very all-in position here for Saber. So let's look at what he's doing as the follow-up. Okay, +1 carapace. He's getting Hydra speed. So he is going to go Hydra Lurker Defiler from here. But Hydra Lurker Defiler is countered by mech. It still can kind of fight because of the power of Dark Swarm and a Lurker. Like, you can stall out mech a long time, so it still has, like, maybe a little bit of potential, but it's not a strategy you generally want to go into. I think he was kind of forced into it because, again, this has been so all in. This one Lurker is continuing to keep the contain up. He does need to throw down the Dark Storm before this one runs out. There you go. Beautifully, beautifully done. This one's about to expire. See? So he's just got to keep this alive. And if you do that, like, the tanks can never hit it. They just cannot. You can throw units on top of it and try to target them. That is one way you can try to kill it. See? That's exactly what he just did there. He moved the Vulture right on top of the Lurker. Not exactly on top of the circle, but above it, rather. And then targeted it because the splash displaces down. So, very well done. A good break. Trying to get an additional base. I'm trying to think if there's any way to really come back here as Saber. It's so tough because you have all these mech units coming out. Really, the only tool that I see that Saber has right now is the stalling with Dark Swarm +1 Lurker. Right? Like, that will hold an area for a long time, like you saw. And it can be broken. And the thing is, it can be more than one Lurker, too, don't forget, right? So, like, let's say that you think he's going to continually try to run in Vultures for a move like we just saw. You can put 3 Lurkers. You can put 4 Lurkers on there, as long as they're spread correctly so that they don't... the displaced splash doesn't hit each other, right? That's that's what you're looking at. Nice setup here. Some siege tanks, the leftover bio. He doesn't even want to think about the bio. He doesn't want to on hotkeys. Just leave it there to keep those siege tanks alive. He's focusing on getting gas because that is what he's short on right now with this mech composition. Additional upgrades on the way. Plague coming up right now. Saber looking to build a longer game here. It looks like he's going to do the double Lurker under Dark Swarm play. And again, it's like basically invincible. You know, there's of course irradiates and those splash tricks I was alluding to before that can technically clear it. But those are very time-consuming things that, you know, you'll probably just leave the area alone. And in fact, that's what we see him doing. He's going around, even though there's not a Dark Storm. That's a lot of respect. That's a lot of respect there. Right? Some players will just try to kill it, and then the Dark Storm will come up, and they've lost time. But yeah, showing that respect. Siege is up in a beautiful position here. He's going to look at the area, move forward a bit, and does get that single Lurker in there. Oh, and he gets it right before it burrows. Man, this many tanks with that +1 doing a fantastic job there. The one Lurker that does remain, though, will force him to unsiege and move back. Right, rotates around. And once again, the Lurker's coming up with the Dark Swarm. Oh, one of them dies. The thing is, what we see from Saber is he is bleeding out. He is losing more and more units. He has built up his supply a little bit, so we do have to give him credit where it's due. He's trying his best to recover from this game. This might be a plague. No? Okay. Throws down the Dark Storm. The Lings will get a little bit done. All right, not bad. I mean, he gets a vessel. He gets one tank. Not... Man, very low on that one. Almost got a second one. By the way, this is a very sneaky expansion. You don't normally scout that one because it's so easy to kill. But he'll just flow right through there, see it, and yeah. You have to be taking risks right now as Saber. No question there. Mihu continuing to just kind of roam the map. Triple Evolution Chamber is a little bit ambitious, but he does want to build towards a winning endgame as opposed to just be like, I don't know, I'm just staying alive for a little bit. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, but I appreciate the effort. Because that is one thing you always got to consider. It's like, okay, I need to win this game, right? Like, you don't care about staying alive. That's not important. You don't want to waste your own time. But if you want to take the appropriate risks that you feel like you're giving yourself some sort of avenue to win, as opposed to just like, well, this is the way I stay alive the longest. This isn't a turret defense game, right? Or a sunken defense in this case. It's much more about trying to open up a way to victory. So being greedy in some ways is, in fact, important. Ooh, the mine drags into that Lurker. And look at it, just kind of right-clicking on the hatchery. There's nothing under this Dark Swarm offensively except for, like, a Zergling. So it doesn't really care about that. He's just trying to kill off this base. And he will end up getting it as well. This game is basically over, guys. GG. Mihu wins another one.